Und da sind wir doch nochmal. Und zwar hauptsächlich, weil mir aufgefallen ist, dass ich ein Ending vergessen habe und mir 2 weitere Endings zugetragen wurden. Also wollen wir doch mal schauen, was wir noch so können. Auf das eine hätte ich auch selber kommen können. Da war wieder eine Entscheidung versteckt.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Ja. Das ist kein Ending. Da passiert nichts, aber gut. Ja. Das hatte man gesagt. Ich hatte jetzt mehr erwartet. Gut.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open,
Ich werde dann jetzt erstmal das machen, wo sich die Entscheidung versteckt hat, die ich vergessen habe, übersehen habe, nicht registriert habe. Es hätte einem echt auffallen können.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ach ja, Stanley.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Ja, du bist mir vollkommen egal, Erzähler. Vollkommen egal. Stanleys Atheist, der hört nicht auf dich. Beeil dich, mach die blöde Tür auf.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Hier kann ich nicht durch, ich habe die passende Karte nicht.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
ich will wieder in diese hässliche, eckige Minecraft-Welt.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you wanted? Is it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? I don't think I put a lot of time into that. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange, unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were.
Da fällt mir gerade ein, ich wollte doch ausprobieren, was passiert, wenn ich hier bin und links rumgehe.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
Da komme ich also auch hin.
Benefited from allowing you more choices. Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Nein, ich sag immer, es war scheiße. Mal gucken, was dann passiert.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Das Worldwide Leaderboard. Jetzt gehen wir mal rechts rum.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
Nein.
And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Ich mache Notes. Oh, verdammt. Vor lauter Notes habe ich das Baby vergessen.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Okay.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Well, Stanley.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Nothing to do with.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be? I'll
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
say this. I'm done making
Ich könnte bestimmt auch über irgendwelche hochwichtigen Themen philosophieren, wenn mir welche einfallen würden.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes,
Huch,
it's complete.
hat mir eine Tür vor die Nase gesetzt.
Stanley, look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience.
Der Gag an diesem neumodischen Pixel-Art-Zeug ist ja diese gigantischen Pixel, die man heute gar nicht so gigantisch... Naja, egal.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Ja, das Spiel ist gut. Da hier wollte ich hin.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself.
Ja, ich kann
What
das
is
nicht
this game
wegspielen.
even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay,
Oh, ich hab's kaputt gemacht.
let's go find out
Wie
what the
lustig,
hell
man kann es
this
kaputt
is.
machen. Ich nehme mein Radio mit.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Mhm. Aber irgendwie muss das hier doch auch da durchgehen. Angeblich. Hm. Ich kann das nicht weit genug werfen. Aber lustig, man hört das Radio bis hierhin. Durch die Tür. Was ist das hier für ein Zeichen? Ah. Das sagt mir, dass ich den Block da drauf stellen muss. Das kann man eigentlich weit genug werfen. Ich muss es nur treffen. Also angeblich soll man den da durchdrücken können. Hm. Okay. Irgendwie geht das doch nicht, so wie ich mir das vorgestellt hatte.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. But I highly doubt you're...
Seltsam, das weiß ich jetzt noch nicht so recht, wie das funktionieren soll.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Naja, aber jetzt das,
Perhaps
was
he
ich
had
vergessen
simply
habe.
missed a memo.
Das war ganz praktisch. Ich hatte ja damals eine Freundin dabei, als ich das erste Mal gespielt habe. Das war eins der ersten Endings, die
Stanley
ich
came
hatte.
to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Ich weiß nicht, wie ich das eben vergessen
Yet there
konnte.
was not a single
Also.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Aber das war
office.
wahrscheinlich, weil die ganze Zeit hier unten die Tür nicht mehr da war.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
1,
vanished.
2,
His
B4.
boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Wir
And
rennen
as
im
Stanley
Kreis.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And
Ja.
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
Diese
just
Abstell-
hadn't found the words for it.
Räume.
I'm
Abstellräume.
dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life
Immer
job
schön im
pushing
Kreis
buttons. I
herum.
may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying. and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Diese Auto.
And then perhaps the strangest
Scheinwerfer.
question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Und ich bin immer noch da, wo ich war.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Blub. Alles wurde schwarz. Schwarz. Schwarz.
Story of a woman named Mariella.
Was?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Das sagte
I
Stanley
know
auch.
what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ja, und Stanley dachte auch die ganze Zeit, er hätte sein Leben unter Kontrolle und wäre nicht verrückt. So sieht's aus. Stanley, Mariella. Okay. Wir sehen uns dann nächste Woche. Bis dann.